Swedish seismologists estimated that the power of the explosions may have reached the equivalent of up to 700 kilograms of TNT. Both NS and NS2, near the strong currents around Bornholm, are placed at the bottom of the sea at a depth of 60 meters. The pipes are built with steel-reinforced concrete, able to withstand impact from aircraft carrier anchors, and are basically indestructible without serious explosive charges. The operation, causing 2 leaks near Sweden and 2 near Denmark, would have to be carried out by modified underwater drones. Every crime implies motive. The Russian government wanted, at least up to the sabotage, to sell oil and natural gas to the EU. The notion that Russian intel would destroy Gazprom pipelines is beyond ludicrous. All they had to do was to turn off the valves. NS2 was not even operational, based on a political decision from Berlin. The gas flow in NS was hampered by Western sanctions. Moreover, such an act would imply Moscow losing key strategic leverage over the EU. Diplomatic sources confirm that Berlin and Moscow were involved in a secret negotiation to solve both the NS and NS2 issues. So they had to be stopped, no holds barred. Geopolitically, the entity that had the motive to halt a deal holds anathema a possible alliance in the horizon between Germany, Russia, and China. Whodunit? The possibility of an impartial investigation of such a monumental act of sabotage, coordinated by NATO, no less, is negligible. Fragments of the explosives underwater drones used for the operation will certainly be found, but the evidence may be tampered with. Atlanticist fingers are already blaming Russia. That leaves us with plausible working hypotheses. This hypothesis is eminently sound and looks to be based on information from Russian intelligence sources. Of course, Moscow already has a pretty good idea of what happened. Satellites and electronic monitoring working 24/7, but they won't make it public. The hypothesis focuses on the Polish Navy and Special Forces as the physical perpetrators, quite plausible. The report offers very good internal details, American planning and technical support, extra plausible, and aid by the Danish and Swedish militaries, inevitable, considering this was very close to their territorial waters, even if it took place in international waters. The hypothesis perfectly ties in with a conversation with a top German intelligence source, who told the Cradle that the Bundesnachrichtendienst, BND or German intelligence, was furious because they were not in the loop. Of course not. If the hypothesis is correct, this was a glaringly anti-German operation, carrying the potential of metastasizing into an intra-NATO war. The much-quoted NATO Article 5, an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us obviously does not say anything about a NATO on NATO attack. After the pipeline punctures, NATO issued a meek statement, believing what happened was sabotage and will respond to any deliberate attack on its critical infrastructure. NS and NS2, incidentally, are not part of NATO's infrastructure. The whole operation had to be approved by Americans, and deployed under their divide and rule trademark. Americans in this case means the neoconservatives and neoliberals running the government machinery in Washington, behind the senile teleprompter reader. This is a declaration of war against Germany and against businesses and citizens of the EU, not against the Kafkaesque bureaucrat machine in Brussels. Don't be mistaken. NATO runs Brussels, not European Commission, EC. Head and rabid Russophobe Ursula von der Leyen, who's just a lowly handmaiden for finance capitalism. It's no wonder the Germans are absolutely mum. No one from the German government, so far, has said anything substantial.